Good morning. You Are a Badass, Chapter 9. It's called The Loincloth Man. It's a short one, so we get this done quick. I get my workout done. It's better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you're not. Every May, I go backpacking through the desert wilderness areas of southern Utah with two longtime friends of mine. It's one of the most magnificent and bizarre places I've ever been. Giant, jagged, obscenely pink ridges of rock jut out of the ground like huge slabs of raw meat. White, yellow, and purple towers of sandstone stretch and twist into sculptures made of taffy. Deep cracks in the Earth's surface form cathedral-like slot canyons whose walls smother over from flash floods and sandstorms. Change colors from moment to moment as the sun's rays shift through the narrow opening above. It's like the moon, only cooler. We merely trip through this alternate universe, picking up colorful rocks, climbing around the boulders, and arguing over which eagle or snake or mountain goat should be awarded Creature of the Day. Because my friends are such excellent navigators, we go deep into the wilderness areas, where there are no trails, and even fewer people. In the 16 years we've been hiking out there, we could practically count the people we bumped into while backing on one hand, which was why I was so surprised and dubious when my friend Tom, who'd gone ahead to find us a place to set up camp for the night, reported that he'd seen someone. "I just met this really wild guy," he said when he caught up with us. "He was wearing nothing but a loincloth and a headband. He was holding a spear, too. Said he'd been living in the canyon for 13 years. Was he riding a magic dragon? I'm serious. So where is he? He went off to check his squirrel trap, but he could come back. Tom was a lousy liar, and whether he was taking this joke, he wasn't getting to the punchline fast enough. Wherever he was taking this joke, he wasn't getting to the punchline fast enough. So I put down my pack and started assembling my tent, only half listening to him. A few minutes into it, I was bending over to hammer one of my stakes. I looked through my legs and saw a pair of tanned feet and homemade sandals, strong, naked legs, and a dead squirrel dangling by it from its fist. I stood up, spun around, and there he was, Loincloth Man. What Tom did not mention was that Loincloth Man was totally hot. He was somewhere in his late 30s, had a ripped, lean, savagely tanned body, and shady brown hair with matching beard. He fit the part perfectly, modern-day Tarzan, slayer of buffalo and ladies alike, which, stunning as he was, instantly made him a little bit suspect in my mind. And the fact that his loincloth was impeccably tailored and appeared to be made out of soft Italian leather, not some ratty canyon rabbit. Would you mind handing that to me so I could have a closer look at it, please? His whole deal was just a little too cliche. Couldn't he have just worn shorts? And was he really going to eat that squirrel? Still, we gathered around him like a baby pig at the state fair, awestruck by our luck. This time there was no argument. We had clearly found our creature of the day. He was really friendly and answered all of our questions at a slow, deliberate pace, explaining that this and several of his neighboring canyon systems were where he made his home. He told us very matter-of-factly that he found modern society unnecessarily complicated and misguided, so much so that he preferred to live on only what nature provided him, storing his grain in the winter and sleeping in the cave. The thing that struck me more than the fact that he cut his hair with sharp rock and probably wasn't wearing any undies was that he was totally unapologetic. There we all were, shifting around, feeling suddenly ridiculous in our expensive hiking boots and UV-protected clothing, while he described how it took him weeks to whittle the bow and arrow he used to kill the deer whose hide now serves as his bedspread. Good for him, I thought. As I watched him walk away, swinging his squirrel-legged purse, he wasn't worried what he should be doing or what he was missing out on or what chick from LA thought of his fancy crotch pelt. He was just happy being true to himself in the moment, in the middle of nowhere. I want to be like Loincloth Man. Love yourself, no matter who you really are. And that is chapter 9. Tomorrow we're going to go on to part 3, how to tap into the mother lode. See you tomorrow.